Hello, world. My name is Frank Morley. I live in Australia. I live in the capital, Canberra. And I've been watching a lot of these blogs on YouTube and TikTok and everything like that. And I thought I'd do something different. I'm 78 years old and I'm doing okay. Um, I got a rather long story to tell you, and I got a few jokes down the track as well with some more blogs, but welcome to my home in Canberra. Okay, we'll start off with a guy that lives on the streets in Philadelphia, a real saddle bum and living on the streets with all the drug people there and everything like that, but he didn't take drugs at all. He was a good soul, but homeless. And he was dirty and all his clothes were torn and not looking too good. So he sat up one morning and rather early in the morning before anybody else was awake. And he saw this piece of paper on the ground. So he carefully got up and grabbed this piece of paper and he had a look at it. It was a lotto ticket with all these numbers on it. Okay. So, wow. So he goes and takes it to the store to get them to put it through the machine and see if it's worth anything. And the guy behind the counter said, my friend, sir, you have just won $300 million. Oh my gosh, he said to himself. That's wonderful. Can you put it in my account for me? I mean, there's nothing in my account, but can you put it in my account? Yes, certainly, sir. Wow, and he was absolutely amazed at this $300 million. He's still in his rags, he smelled, he was dirty. Poor bugger. Anyway, he's walking along the road one day, feeling quite proud of himself. And he came past the Rolls Royce shop, the British Rolls Royce, And he goes in there and has a look in the showroom and sees all these beautiful Rolls Royces. And he said to himself, I'm going to buy myself a Rolls Royce. Okay, he goes up and sees the salesman. And there's a gold coated Rolls Royce sitting there. And of course, he picked it because he could afford it. So he tells the salesman, look, I want to buy this car. I'd like you to put it out on the curb for me and put gas in it or fuel, and so I can drive it away. And the salesman said to him, but, sir, how can you afford this? So he told him the story about the lotto ticket. And he says, congratulations. So he grabs the Rolls Royce, sticks it out on the curb, fills it up with gas. The old guy jumps in it, closes the door. And he turned round to the salesman and he said, how do you drive one of these flaming things anyway? Have a think about it. You don't know how to drive this, sir. No, I have no idea. I said, but I want it. He said, I've got a good idea. The salesman says I have a great idea for you. I said, why don't you go down about 2 or 3 stores away from me? He said, down there they sell motorbikes. Go and get yourself a motorbike, learn how to ride it, learn the road rules, get through traffic and traffic lights and all that sort of stuff. That's a good idea. Can you put the Rolls Royce away for me till I come back? He said, yes, I'll put it in a special shop. So off he trundles. Off he goes walking. He's doing fine, and fair enough, he came across this motorbike store. He goes in, closes the door. Plunk. Salesman standing there. Sir, can I help you? Yes, I'm looking for a motorcycle or motorbike. and he sees this Harley, a Harley Davidson sitting there, gold in colour. How much is that bike? Well, that one is gold plated. He says it's very special. You've got to have a lot of money to buy that. Well, that one is $150,000, sir. And I'm sure, looking at your condition, that you could not afford this motor vehicle, this motorbike. Okay. Tells him the story about the lotto ticket. Tells him the story about the Rolls Royce. And the salesman says, wow, that is fantastic. Well, would you like to go and put the Harley Davidson, gold-plated Harley Davidson, put it on the curb for me, top it up with gas, and I'll go? Yes, sir. So he politely grabs the bike, runs it out onto the curb, and fills it up with gas or fuel, and he jumps on the bike. All in his dirty clothes and untidiness and what have you. He jumps on it and he says, excuse me, sir, how do you drive one of these things? You mean to say you don't know how to ride a motorbike? No, never driven one in my life. He said, oh, this is going to be the same situation as the Rolls Royce, isn't it, sir? I'm afraid so. So how about I put the bike away, I put the Harley Davidson away for you, store it for you, and when you get your license and you learn the road rules, you come back to me and we'll pass on the bike to you. Please pay me for the bike now, which he did, $150,000, and away he went. He said, oh, listen, sir, before you go, if you go about 3 or 4 shops down from me or a yard down from me, they sell push bikes, one that you pedal,